joining us joining us this morning. Yes, Ami will be joining us via Zoom from Cameroon. Ami, our family happens to be Nigerian, also Egyptian. Yeah, Ami represents both sides. So, Ami, good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you.
All right, I mean, you've been in Cameroon monitoring what's going on. For Algeria, did you see that coming? Defending champions are out of the Nations Cup.
Well, actually, if you look at the last match day in the World Cup qualification in Africa when they drew at home with the Burkina Faso, it seems that they had some problems. And I think maybe because coach Jamal Belmadi wanted to keep all the starting lineup that he used at winning the AFCON 3 years ago in Egypt. And that was a big problem for them because he had to he only made one replacement from that team. He changed Adlan Gadura in the center of midfield and placed Zarougi. So only one change over 3 years. That the team needed fresh blood, needed new ambitions, needed a wider selection pool. So it was really difficult to keep the team going 3 years straight. Also, I think losing to Equatorial Guinea in match day two made a crisis of confidence in the Algerian team because at that time they lost the winning streak or the unbeaten run that they have gone through 35 games without losing any game, and then they finally lost against Equatorial Guinea, so that made them lose a little bit of confidence, made them under huge pressure, being the title holders and struggling to get any win at AFCON. So it was somehow understandable that they may be suffering against Cote d'Ivoire, but not by this scoreline. 3 goals to 1 is a lot, to be honest.
Interesting. I mean, but they won the Arab Cup. People saw that, and they were thinking, okay, this is the Algerians that are coming into AFCON after winning the Arab Cup. So we thought that momentum is what they're going to be bringing in. So what happened between the Arab Cup winning and also a team that came to the Nations Cup, even more like the team who played the Arab Cup, more like the B team of the country, right? But then you have Riyad Mahrez, the top stars, coming in to join the players who won the Arab Cup. By the end of the day, they were just flat out all through the tournament, not winning a game.
Well, actually, Africa is very different from what was going on at the Arab Cup. I mean, the level of the level of the competition is much higher here in Cameroon. The desires of everyone to win. Many teams, including my home team, my nation, Egypt, treated the Arab Cup as a preparational tournament to the AFCON. So it wasn't as serious as the AFCON itself. And I think maybe winning the Arab Cup for Algeria proved to be tricky because it gave them higher confidence, higher self-belief, and then at the end they were shocked by the improvement of I don't want to say that, but lower African sides like Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, and now they are not as bad as everybody thought. No, they are very good teams. They are improving. They made excellent progress over the past few years, and it was very tricky for Algeria to win the Arab Cup, actually.
Yeah, indeed. Our family, stay with us. We're going to come back to you in a bit. Jide,
Yep.
Algeria's title defense ended up being a cataclysmic failure. No one saw it
Went
coming.
into smoke.
Wow.
Just blew over
Just
them.
one goal
Blew
scored,
in their
bottom of the
faces.
group.
Exactly.
I mean, what do you think was the major problem that they had?
I think
I haven't seen them over 3 games.
I think one of the things was that I saw that it's very difficult to keep players for that long, really. You know, the same players, really, because I understand it happens at some point, especially major coaches have problems, especially when you have a team that you so much believe in and you believe that all you just need is to wake up or to be there, to be on the pitch. As long as you set your team this way, you have your top guys, Mahrez, Slimani, Bejani, all those great guys, you know, you just set them up and you're good to go. And I feel that the team, because I was trying to have a conversation with some journalists around that area, and they said, I think there are some guys who shouldn't be in that team. But just because they've been part of the team from 2019, when they won it, the coach Jamel felt that they should be part of that team now, and they were playing regularly. I think it wasn't competitive enough. I think that team wasn't really competitive. Nobody, some people were so sure of their starting shirt. So
things gone stale.
Exactly. So the reality check, Sierra Leone gave it to them. Not the one they faced at the Arab Cup, which is a different ball game when you come to the continent. So the first reality check, and that's one thing you need to do. I even thought that the draw could help them. At least it wasn't a loss. Right, their first game, that was the first game against Sierra Leone, but unfortunately, it was too late. Equatorial Guinea showed that it was too late when by the time they lost to Equatorial Guinea.
All right, so this is what Jamel Belmadi has to say following Algeria's outstar at the AFCON in Cameroon. It's simply a failure. It's not missing any words right there. That's what it is. It's difficult to make a rational analysis on the sport. We were keen to catch up on this match after a difficult start, but the big problem, we did not manage to materialize our chances. They created so many chances.
Exactly. They were second to Nigeria in terms of creating chances.
There you go. So where are the goals?
And look at the difference.
In terms of
one had a 100% record.
Yeah.
The second was just had to go home just 1 point. That's very, very outrageous. It's absurd. Defending champion managing just a point and one goal.
And he goes on to say that. Even the penalties did not enter, right?
Everything didn't work. That's what happens, because everything just didn't work out well. And I think it was for me, that Equatorial Guinea, I knew it was going to be very difficult for them, because you look at the way you had it very good. If you can pick your maximum point against Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, you knew that Cote d'Ivoire was going to be very, very tricky. Of course. Going to be very difficult.
They had a chance to win the two games on
6 points,
which you could say were the easier ones on paper, but they flopped their lines. Just to wrap up what Belmadi is saying, he ends up by saying the doubt sets in and we never managed to come into this competition. That's just the end of it. That's the coach right there. I was on a fantastic job. Remember, for Algeria won them the title for the first time since Algiers 1990. In Egypt just a few years ago. But it's not meant to be for them this time around. You recall what happened in Algiers as well too. The next competition that they went to 1992.
They crashed out in the first round.
Okay. They hosted in 1990, Algiers 90. They won as the host. They couldn't exactly crashed out in Senegal. That was in 1992. So, and it's not like that. If you were to go by the record, I think most times it happens. So it's either the champions don't make it past the group stage or they don't qualify at all.
Anyways, so too bad. It's the end of the road for Tunisia. That means there's going to be a new champion at the AFCON. All right, guys, we still got Fami with us from Garoua, Cameroon. So it's going to be helping us go through the rest of this AFCON segment. Let's quickly go. I already mentioned that Sierra Leone had a chance to qualify for the last 16 as well. But K. Kamara missed that late penalty, and that's how they bow out of the competition. Let's go to Group F, where it was pretty straightforward. Mali easing past Mauritania to claim top spot. Masaido Haidara scored early in the game to send Mali, put them in a very comfortable position. Game ended 2-0. Haidara's goal actually is the fastest goal of the tournament, netted after 92 seconds. And the other matchup ended 1-0 in favor of the Gambia over Tunisia. Fami, let's come back to you now. What a game we saw yesterday night between the Gambia, the debutants, the lowest ranked team left in this competition, against almighty Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. And what a stunner it was at the end of it to win that game, coming from substitute Abil Jallo.
Before speaking about the game, we have to cheer up for Coach Tom Sanfetti. He has done a great job with the Scorpions so far, reaching 7 points on level with Mali, but second to them on goal difference. So I think this guy has done an excellent job being the debutants in the competition and also reaching this level is really outstanding. Regarding Tunisia, actually they have been struck with lots of COVID positive cases in their camp.
Yeah.
They also had some problems with finishing. You know, missing 3 penalties over 3 games is something that worries a lot the coach Monder Likpayer, because even 3 players, and they were 3 of the most experienced players who missed the penalties, including Wahbi El Khazri, who's the main star of the team playing his football in France.
Yeah.
So I think Tunisia have some problems. Also, the media in Tunisia are putting Coach Monder Lekbair under heavy pressure. They are not convinced with him, even though it doesn't look out his own responsibility to score the penalties. I mean, if the penalties were scored, it would have been totally different outcome. So there is some kind of luck in football, and we have to admit this. But anyway, Tunisia hasn't been very convincing in this AFCON so far. I think they will be coming today to Garwa, and the game against the Super Eagles will be hugely difficult for them, as Nigeria was one of the most convincing team, if not the most convincing team in this tournament so far, collecting maximum points in the group stage, outstaging every opponent, overwhelming Egypt, my country, in the first match day. So I think it will be a massive mission for Tunisia to beat the odds against Nigeria.
Interesting. Obviously, Tunisia will definitely maybe get a lot of goals in that one. All right.
Which one?
I mean, the opposite way. I mean, get a lot of goals
gotta be clear.
the opposite way. But let's just take a look at the standings of how it all ended in that group, where having Gambia qualifying, making their debut, also qualifying for the round of 16. Now, the way it ended in Group F was Mali finished top, followed by Gambia, and of course Tunisia finishing third, and that's why they will be facing Nigeria on Sunday. Now, you mentioned Tunisia and Nigeria. Let's just quickly go to that one. For the Tunisian team, losing to Gambia was a stunner for everyone. Nobody expected them to lose to a team like Gambia. And then they're now meeting the Super Eagles of Nigeria. As you mentioned, 100% record at the group stage. They're yet to lose a game, of course. But then they have a coach who was with them in 2006, who also won all group matches for them. They went ahead to reach the semi-finals. How do you see this game? How is it going to be? Because it's a battle of the Eagles right here.
Well, actually, I really like the way Austin Eguavon is taking Nigeria through this AFCON, and I think it proves once again that African coaches are doing a better job than European coaches, and they hope the Super Eagles stick with him in the World Cup playoffs instead of hiring any European coach. And actually, Nigeria showed that they really have a strong squad, even when they rested like 7 or 8 players against Guinea-Bissau in their last group game. They were fantastic. They dominated the game from start to finish. They collected maximum points, just conceded 1 goal, and it was from a penalty against Sudan. So the wingers, look at the wingers. Simon Moses, everyone talks about him now here in the AFCON. He is having a great tournament. Same as Chukwueze. They have a really, really strong team. And I think the concentration is key to Nigeria. There are very positive vibes in the camp, and they look concentrated. The main problem with Nigerian football over the past few years was concentration. They started the tournament very well, like in Egypt in 2019. They started with 2 wins, and then they lost to Madagascar suddenly. This time they look very concentrated. They won the title, and I think they are real contenders, and they will give Tunisia a strong fight.
All right, Fami, just hang on for a second. We need to go on a very short break. We'll come back. We're going to be putting you on the spot. You're going to be letting us know your quarterfinalist. Stay tuned, guys. Welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. Let's take a look at the round of 16 fixtures now. It's all set up nicely for fantastic and amazing football over the weekend. Let's take a look at the round of 16 fixtures now for you. Burkina Faso will take on Gabon. There's Nigeria versus Tunisia. There's also Guinea taking on the Gambia debutant, lowest ranked team in the tournament. We also have Cameroon, the host nation, versus Comoros. Comoros, what a story. Debutants, and also going on into the round of 16. Senegal will take on Cape Verde, Morocco versus Malawi, the Flames. They'll be taking on the Atlas Lions. And Cote d'Ivoire versus Egypt looks like the toughest matchup in the round of 16, while Mali will trade tackles against Equatorial Guinea. So before we let you go, Fami, I'm going to put you on the spot. At the end of the round of 16 fixtures, what are the teams that are going to be in the quarterfinals?
Well, it looks very difficult to predict in this AFCON. You know, lower ranked teams have been. Yeah, okay. So Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire is the match that everyone wants to look forward to. But reality says Cote d'Ivoire, but history says Egypt. But and you can never know how it will go. So it's 50-50 for me. But of course, I hope Egypt. But to be honest, Mo Salah didn't find his best form yet with the national team. So I think Cote d'Ivoire have a little bit of advantage in this game. Of course, Nigeria, Cameroon, Senegal, Mali, these 4 teams have it all to go. Morocco has also been very convincing so far, so I think they should do it past Malawi. So I think it will be more or less logical in this round of 16, but maybe Egypt Cote d'Ivoire is the match to watch, of course, as you just said.
All right, fingers crossed. I will say it pounds our family. Many thanks for joining us on the program. Enjoy the rest of the day. Hopefully, I can get you on the game before the AFCON is over.
Sure. It will be my pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.